They should bring armories back, I think. Like, you can't... I don't think you should just have a gun.
Yeah.
Like, I think there should be like a designated place.
Like, your gun is here.
If you need your gun is here. Like,
well, but here's my thing. Here's my thing about that. Because the reason I still think in terms of local... Because, for instance, we live in a city, an urban city. We don't have to deal with much wildlife. Mm-hmm. I can't tell the motherfucker living in Alaska dealing with polar bears that he has to go to an armory to get his gun, and on the way to the armory get mauled by a wild animal, bro. As funny as that sounds...
As funny as it sounds, not getting stopped by a gun, though. You use pepper spray for that shit. So it's like...
You have a better chance with an assault rifle to take out a gun than a ain't
nobody got no fucking AR-15 shooting at bears.
Bro.
They don't do that.
If I'm out in Alaska, bro...
You bringing an AK-47?
Bro, to be honest with you, bro, the way I feel about anywhere that I know is going to have serious wildlife is like, yo, it's me and the Thule. And if you don't want me and the Thule coming, I need to understand why your wildlife's like this and what precautions you're going to take to protect me with your physical selves, because I ain't doing oh, Mitch, you have to, no. Y'all are going to be there getting jumped by this kangaroo. Oh, Mitch, I'm going to get jumped. Okay, cool, because I can't bring my Thule. So because I can't have my Thule, you know what I'm saying? Who's going to be there to protect me from the wildlife with their physical frames? So the armor idea, I think, would work in certain places. Like if you live in the city, for example, if we were ever to decide to be an open carry state, which will never happen. But yeah, you only open carrying.
Who, New York?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
New York armory state, your gun's not allowed on your premises or with you. It's at the armory. And then if it's like, if we ever went into some like DEFCON 5 situation, and like there has to be a button that allows a person to access their weapon if we're ever, for whatever reason, dealing with some like home front war shit. but yeah,
that's what I mean. Like I don't know. I just like, you can't just have like a gun. Anyway,
this is America.
If you're just tuning in, I'm your host Logan. And this is the Milk and Toast podcast. I'm here with my best friend. Damn. Wow. Did I just fuck that up for the first time in 54 episodes? Yep. I'm here with my best friend, Mitch. Say hi to the people, Mitch.
Don't you fuck up my name ever again. Glad we had this talk. Let's keep moving. Good to see everybody.
You got the Thule?
Love y'all. Yeah, I got the Thule.
You ain't got no fucking Thule.
I ain't got no fucking Thule, but you put me on the spot, so I wanted to be cool, so I got the fucking Thule. Got the fucking Thule on me.
Like I fucking told that
dude. Got the Thule on me right now.
I always know who got the Thule and who don't. That's why I be talking the way I be talking.
That's why you don't know I got the Thule.
Nah, I know you ain't got no Thule. Remember I told that dude? You was like, you bet. First of all, who says this? If you got a gun, when has anybody ever said this? You better watch out before you get blasted back. Like, nobody ever said no shit like that. That's how I knew he ain't had no gun.
Back when we was in college?
Yeah, I said, blast back? Player? With what? Rubber band? What you got? The fuck you talking about?
So stupid. I forgot all about that. Forgot. Oh man. And Logan's the same dude who if that dude had just been dumb but actually did have a gun on him, just get blasted and be like, oh shit, okay, well that's what. That's what. Shit. Damn, Mitch, I'm bleeding. I'm just like, look, just like, damn. Hands up like, fuck, shit, I don't like. He's like, you want some? Nah. I see what. I see what. That's damn. I didn't see it. God damn.
Some dudes is built different, Mitch. I'm different.
Yeah, you sure shape different with them holes in you.
The Swiss different.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good state to live in, but
mad holy.
Oh man. Anyway.
If you like the show, share the show. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, wherever. You can find us on Twitter, but we don't be doing shit on Twitter. But find us there anyways.
No, I'm sorry. You got to.
I'm here to wait. What's going on? Now, why would he even be on that? Like, Mitch is showing me this video of this dude on a fucking like skateboard. That, you're like, go home.
It's a kid. How do you fall like that and not put your hands out to stop you? It's not even like it's the ramp is paved. So you're not gonna really scrape yourself and most get your burn. You don't even try to. Anyway, that was just funny.
We are having too much fun right now.
Yeah, sorry.
Anyways, yeah, blah blah blah. If you like to share the show. Follow the show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and give us a review if you can. Shout out to everybody who listens on the regular, and shout out to all our new listeners.
Yeah.
I hear every day you guys just more people. So like that means you guys are sharing the show. You guys are actually listening to the show. I make a joke about sharing the show, but I think you guys are actually doing it. Now it's making me nervous. No, it's like, oh shit, people going to hear this shit. How you doing, Mitch?
Better. Yeah.
I realized that I've stopped asking you how you are. You know?
Yeah, and the reason I haven't really noticed because I'm okay without, but better. Therapy. It's helping a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I gotta working again, helping a little bit. Okay. I'm running into some new opportunities, helping a little bit.
Okay, all right.
Better. Not where I want to be yet, but better.
This summer does seem better.
Well, I'm always better in the summer because the weather, and I'm like, when I'm not freezing to death and not going through winter, depression. More sunshine, healthier people.
One of my goals is definitely to get you out more in the winter. I see that.
No, it's not. Yeah. It's not happening.
I'm gonna get you a nice coat. I'm gonna get you outside.
I like the tenacity you're bringing, and I know you want to do that, so best of luck to you. Because I don't come out during winter, but best of luck to you. Hibernation.
No.
You will never see me.
Oh,
yeah, no idea where that came from. But anyway,
the winter wasn't that bad. I think you just like being a baby, to be honest. Like
you haven't been through a bad winter yet, Logan.
But it was a good winter, and you weren't outside.
It wasn't like a good one. It just wasn't a horrible winter. But
yeah,
I don't go out during winter.
Like it got all like in January, it got all winter wonderlandy. Like it was nice.
What the hell is a winter wonderland? All I know is winter hellscape because that's all winter is.
Yeah, all the snow came for like 3 days. It was nice.
You mean all of hell's frozen tears?
Yeah.
The only good thing about winter is the bugs go back to hell where they belong.
Yeah, I love that.
It is great. That is the greatest thing ever. But
what's up these fucking flies on the trees? Like you be walking down the street, don't laugh because it's true.
Gnats
you be walking.
And
it's a certain type of tree here that I noticed that just got fucking flies.
You're the only one who be paying attention to shit like that. But I'm glad because you need people paying attention to shit like that. That's what scientists are for. So I'm just like, I have no idea what you're talking about. So I was like, damn, you really do be paying attention. Shit is crazy. I thought I was observant, but goddamn. Just walking around. This means you're just walking around looking at trees. This man literally, he had to see the flies on the tree, was like, I'm gonna get down to the bottom of this shit.
Fucking notebook.
Like, what the fuck? June 2nd, 2:32 p.m. So I don't know why they keep putting these trees here, but the one on, Crosby Street seemed to have a swashful amount of these flies. I don't know yet where they're coming from, but this is tree number 4. Logan signing off. I don't know why I wrote myself signing off, but signing off.
It is like that, though. It really is. Because you want to know, like, literally what happened was I was walking down the street, like, going to work when it started getting warmer out. And there was this tree, like, the tree's low hanging, and I always got to duck under trees because of my hair, like, my hair is big. So, like, going under trees, it's like I could get snagged if I don't duck right. So like I'm ready to go under, but as soon as I go under, I just got a face full of flies. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? And I was like, okay, springtime, bugs coming back. Then I walked down like maybe 2 blocks and it's another tree, but it's the same type of tree. And it's full of flies again. And I'm like, my face is full of flies again. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? So now I'm like observing this. Like every day I'm walking now. Now I'm walking purposefully to these trees to be like, okay, the flies are on this side of the tree. They're not on this. So I like walk around. But now I don't even walk on that side of the street anymore. But like I was just like, what the fuck is up with this? Like, why do y'all have trees? Like this is what my real my real problem is with the fucking city is that like in my mind the city is just like a concrete hellscape. Like so like it shouldn't be any like fucking life like in there except for like the people. Like
that's why there are trees in there, because it's a concrete hellscape.
I know, like get rid of them. I don't want them.
No,
gone. Like put him back in the park.
No, it's also for air quality.
Logan for mayor. Logan for mayor.
Oh my god!
I bet you I beat Eric Adams. Like
at this point, I think anybody could beat Eric Adams.
I was thinking about him today. I was like, I wonder what he's doing. Like it was like, because he just be out like going to clubs and shit, and then we like get bored of like reporting at him at the club? I feel like he's still there.
Are you supposed to report mayors at the club?
I mean, there was like every time he was out, like they would like have a story and be like, you know, this is what your mayor is doing. Like,
oh, really? Like, yeah. And so, see, that's my thing with being like a politician or like a public official, because then people expect you to be the person who doesn't do like stuff like clubbing. Oh, mayor's out of the strip club. Me personally, I'd be like, all right, that's the mayor's business. Now, is shit being ran right?
Honestly, yes.
To be honest, like,
because like mayor offices hours are over. Like it's
you
like
know what I'm saying,
yeah,
exactly. So what the fuck are you talking about? Like, now, can we ask the real questions? Did the nigga pave the fucking streets? Because that's my problem. Like, because you won't pull up a strip club. Like, I pull up the strip club, and be like, all right, nigga, like, yo, we gotta talk. We gotta talk. Hey, Candy, bring your ass over here. Because I'm mad at this. So, nigga, is he gonna pay these roads or not? Yo, listen, Mitch, come on, bro. Like, all right, you understand. I'm out right now. Ours is no. Because you out right now. And I noticed on the way here, I ran into a pothole. So, what's going on?
You said
whose money you spending right now, first off?
You said, hey, a pothole. Like, do you live in Brooklyn? Like,
yeah,
damn.
I know. Yeah.
The whole street is the pothole. Like the whole all the way down.
And you know, it's so hard because shutting down streets like congests everything. So it's like so crazy. Shit's we got to figure out. We're gonna have to become more efficient, bro. Like city life, people have to understand.
Maybe they need to go back to cobblestone.
That'd be crazy. I mean, it lasts though. Like that is the thing. It lasts. It fucking lasts. Those cobblestone streets
and from like fucking 1800s.
You
like,
go to Rome, like they roads just like yo, chilling. So I mean, but it's not exactly comfortable. And driving over that technically is worse for you because all the do. So if we could figure out some way, some method to smooth it out, that would be dope. But like,
I like walking on cobblestone though. Like it's
we're not talking about walking.
Very therapeutic on my feet.
We're not talking about walking. Walking, it isn't the issue. But imagine being in a horse-drawn carriage. All it is do. And imagine being in a car. Now, if your car has the best shocks in the world, probably not the biggest deal. But the average person's shocks ain't like that.
I mean, yeah, okay.
No, I mean, hey, man, I'm down. But
Logan for mayor.
We should be investing in how to make city life more sustainable, though, because more and more people are living in cities. It's like the progression of a town. You always keep building, unless you're in a town that for whatever reason wouldn't need to, but you're always building, expanding because more people are coming about, and eventually you kind of become a city. So,
do you think New York is becoming nicer because the New Yorkers are leaving?
No. Like, just as many New Yorkers are staying, and there are New Yorkers also coming back. So, like,
there is a big panic about like New Yorkers leaving New York. I noticed, like they like like people want to make like content about it. Like it's like and like New Yorkers do talk about it. They talk about like how people left New York to go to places like Florida and Georgia.
I mean,
and all
that's the
places,
typical story, to be honest with you. But that's that's a progression in itself. You want to talk about the progression of a New Yorker is you live in your town, work until retirement, then go retire in Florida.
That's true. Like I would definitely like buy property back home. Like after making a good amount of money here. You're like,
Like it's like, don't get it wrong. If you're really wealthy, living in New York might be like fun, you know what I'm saying? But if you're not, there are better places to live, realistically speaking. The best part of New York is the culture, not the buildings.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's not make any mistake. The best part of New York City is the culture and how much you can get here and how much you can do here because of that. And it does look good in terms of the architecture, but in terms of living space, if we're talking about space, wanting to have space to like run in and frolic in, that's not what New York is keen on.
No. I mean, the thing about New York is it's like its own little playground in a way.
New York City, we gotta be specific because like
I don't know, you can
space upstate. Upstate's very nice in terms of like space. Long Island is okay, depending on part. When you go out east, you'll find more space, but you'll also find more racism. Depending on where you're at. Yeah, depending on where you're at, for real. So, but yeah, and New York City is just too urban.
The way like New York racism is set up is so funny to me because like it's very, I feel like it's more blatant, like more, I don't know, honest.
Really?
You know, like you could tell like who just don't like you,
don't fuck with you.
Yeah, like this Chinese person handed me something the other day, right?
Yeah. What is it?
But they handed it to me like like I was like deceased.
Oh, really? I can't stand that, bro.
And I was like, this is some old school racism. Like, this is like some dark times racism. Like,
damn,
what the fuck is this shit? I was like, okay. Right? Like, I didn't even know what to say or do about it. Like,
East Asians are known for that, thinking like we may carry disease or
I know. Like, I was just like I was like, all right. So, like, but like, racism in the South, the way it's set up is like, white people and like whoever else might feel a way about you, they'll talk to you. Hell, they even like make you dinner and shit, and it won't be poison. But at the end of the day,
like you're not gonna be able to get with my daughter though, Tyrone.
Yeah, you're not gonna get with my daughter.
But do you want to start on the varsity football team?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good deal. You know, you go to college, you know what I'm saying? Make your way to the NFL, boy. Wouldn't you like that, boy?
We have a good year this year with you on our team.
Come on, boy. I know that's what you want, boy. Boy.
Let's, let's have a Pride Month topic. Because...
Pride Month topic.
Yay. Yeah. As always, happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month. Yay. You know what happened to me just last week?
What?
It was so funny because last week I said that I wanted to go to like a pride parade or something, you know, during the month because like we're in New York and why not?
Because always trying to do
parade shit.
Tourist ash. Well, Pride isn't for tourists, don't get me wrong, but it's just you always trying to do these things that tourists usually want to do if they come here. We live here, Logan.
But if you never do it.
No, Pride actually I wouldn't mind going to. Pride sounds fun, but I'm sadly working the day up. So.
What day is it supposed to be?
I believe it's supposed to be like the 26th.
I don't even know what day that is.
Calendar.
I know. We went straight to the calendar. Wow, we're New Yorkers. Now, it's a Sunday.
So it could be that Saturday, the 25th, maybe instead, I think. At least that's what I was hearing. But, yeah, gonna be working.
You know what's funny? Last episode, you said the A in LGBTQ plus IA means ally, and I didn't catch it And it doesn't mean ally.
That's what I thought you were saying.
No, hell no.
Because you were like, what a horrible ally. And I was like, oh, hey. I was like, oh, shit.
No, yeah, because you're a horrible ally, but like, not because...
Is it asexual?
Yes, it's asexual.
Oh, it's for asexual? That makes sense.
Good job. Yes.
That's because I actually know about the people that... Anyway, we're not going to get into that. I just, am dumb sometimes. It sucks to just be dumb sometimes, ain't it? It's like you can be one of the smartest people in the room. But, if you just dumb sometimes, don't matter.
Yeah, don't matter. That's so true.
Like, because I could have put together that A meant asexual, but I don't know. Maybe I was high at the time. It's just like my brain was just like, nah, you can't think right now.
What's I mean?
Shit, that's throwing me right now. A is asexual. I intersexual? But no.
I think you're right again. Holy shit.
But I don't know.
No, I think it is intersex.
Oh, really? That's cool.
We have to look this up.
Yeah, no, we do. We should definitely know this. Meaning to the Googles.
Here it is. It is intersex. Holy shit. Good job, Mitch.
All I have to say is that I really care. It just so happens that I was having a dumb day. And it was for ally.
I really care. You were the worst ally. I have to say, I really care.
I really do. I really do. But you'll never be able to tell, and they'll probably be like, "We just can't stand him." But he's the one like fighting off police. He's like, "Why do you guys put up with him?" And then there's a video of me like fighting off five police off a transgender woman. Like, get the fuck off her, bro! And they're just like, he just likes it.
They don't do that anymore, though. They don't like
the police. Not blatant.
Nah, the police don't like.
But I do hear like transgender women can be given a hard time. Transgender men, I think, get it a little easier because patriarchy and misogyny and bullshit. But transgender women, I hear, can get it pretty hard sometimes. Although these days, I don't think a cop will want to fuck up that bad. Because, whereas, damn it, let me not even say this. But, it'll be a serious problem.
Yeah.
Because politically speaking, it's been causing lots of issues of a serious problem.
I feel like that's such a weird hierarchy. Who the cops decide to fuck up and not fuck up. You know what I mean?
It's weird that there's a hierarchy.
But the level of social consciousness you have to be like, I can fuck this one up, but I can't fuck that one up.
Yeah, I know.
That's what I mean. You know what I mean?
Ain't that some fucking shit?
Because cops always act like they're not super woke, but technically
they pay attention.
They're the wokest because of the fact that they know who to fuck up and not fuck up.
They have conversations about it. Literally planned.
Yeah, they really do.
So you got to be careful how you treat this one and all that. Briefings and stuff like that, bro. So I know, ain't that some shit?
They're even aware of class intersections where they're just like, oh, this person has money, I can't fuck him up. It's a lot. Cops, y'all are woke.
And should do better, which means you should do better.
Y'all just using that information for evil.
Look at you. Look at yourself.
Look at yourself. Thinking you wasn't woke when you was woke the whole time.
And deciding to use it improperly.
Interesting.
Will everyone in the audience join me in a shaming?
Shame that man.
Shame.
Good job.
Shame.
Good job.
Shame.
He's really giving him the business right now.
Shame. Shame.
This is deep shaming.
Shame.
He's an expert.
Shame.
Look at that.
Shame.
You can't get that anywhere else, ladies and gentlemen. Where else are you going to get a professional shaming? Nowhere else except for the Milk and Toast podcast.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Mitch. No, one thing I wanted to say was that maybe I'm out of turn for saying this. And everybody's like, oh God.
Well,
but no. What I have, this is what I have a problem with. I feel like there's always this question that gets given to especially cishet people, but especially cishet men, where it's would you hook up with a trans person?
Oh, right. Yeah.
And I think that's the dumbest, most nonsensical question that does not do anything to like help anybody. It's like a weird gotcha question. And it's like one of those weird gotcha questions like, would you date a black person or would you date an Asian person? Like, it's like it tells you nothing about anything really. And it's just like a weird like way to use like that person's Asianness or that person's blackness or transness as like some type of weird talking point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't actually make that trans person safer. Cause like if I say to somebody, hey, would you fuck this trans person? Like how does that make that trans person safer? Especially if that person says no, or especially if that person says yes just to not be like socially shamed, and then now you've put like more trans people in danger because you've forced like this person who does not like trans people into a position where they agree with some shit that just is not safe, you know, for trans people. You understand what I'm saying or where I'm going with it?
Well, if you're trying to like, why would you have the person who isn't sure how they feel about this thrust into a situation which could then become incendiary to both of them?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's just like, for what reason? And it feels like the question is really more like liberal bullshit, where it's just trying to figure out like who we can like say we're better than. Like to be like, oh, I have no problem going out with a trans person. Why do you? And it's just like it, like none of it is, it's all about the debate. And it's not even close to like the actual humanity of the person involved. You know, this is what I mean. Like, for example, like if somebody says that like, oh, would you like, do you hate Logan or would you fuck him? Like, what type of dynamic is that?
There is no dynamic.
Right. Like that's really extreme, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
do you hate him or would you fuck? Because it's like, wait,
like what does one have to do with the other?
Hate him. Well, no, but it's so you have to choose, and it's like, now imagine if you're a person without either of those feelings. So now someone's like, yo, do you hate Logan or you fuck? For instance, a stranger's like, yo, do you hate him or you fuck him, or would you fuck him? And they're just meeting you.
Yes.
So a stranger's like, so it is, wait, what do I hate or? So now I guess they could at least look at you and decide if they want to fuck you. But it's like, I don't know them enough to hate or like them. That's so
dehumanizing to be like, would you fuck this person? Like, that's what we do just in regular. It's like, okay, it's what like cis people do to regular, like just like cis relationships. Like we do that all the time between each other, like heterosexual people do. And it's toxic there. And it's just like us bringing that nonsense outside of that. You know, outside of that arena and just putting that on trans people. And I know that like there's trans people who might disagree with me and might say that maybe that information is relevant to them. I'm just saying that in conversations between other heterosexual and cis people, like this is just like a utterly useless talking point. It's like it's such a useless thing, and it's only used to use trans people in a way that I don't think is like healthy. I don't think it's productive or healthy or anything like that. Like it really doesn't make never mind whether or not a cisgendered person would have sex with a trans person, because cisgendered people have sex with trans people all the time and then they murder them. So like it does not tell you anything about this person's allyship. It doesn't tell you anything about, you know, whether or not this person loves trans people or doesn't. It doesn't tell you any fucking thing about it. And it's just your little like rhetorical argument because you don't really care about the people involved. You care about like sounding right in the topic, you know? And that's just something that I just wish people would stop doing. Like I hear that all the time and I just wish that wasn't a talking point anymore. I wish people would stop. I understood what the initial maybe intention was behind it, but I think that it's worn out. it's not something that helps. It just endangers people further, I feel like, to be honest.
I mean, that's valid. It's fair. Yeah. But so my thing about it is, it's just asking any cisgender person if they would sleep with a transgender, woman or man. I just think it's complicated because we all have different ways we feel about it, or aren't sure about how we feel about transgender men and women, how we would feel in a relationship with them. People like to pretend that they don't. I'm not one of those people, and I don't pretend at all. This isn't something I'm experienced with, used to. It's not how I was raised. It's not how I grew up. And I'm adapting to it as I imagine, transgender people are adapting to try to express themselves as best as they can. My job in the role, and I do find in my job, is, to give them an environment and space where they can do that peacefully with no harm coming to them or harm coming to anyone outside of them. You know what I mean? So it's just so callous, so ignorant just to be like, yo, would you sleep with that person? Because even when we're like asking, regularly, like, would I sleep with that person? It depends on factors then. You know what I mean? In terms of what I'm seeing. So that still applies in one sense. But, now it gets a little bit more complicated. So it's just like, why would you do that anyway? Mind you, it's kind of immature to do that like some locker room gossip type deal in the first place. Like, are you interested? Yes or no? If you are, take the time to figure out if it would work. If you aren't, move along. Why do we need to make this like a thing?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But no, I agree with you in terms of being like a gotcha question. It's like, yeah, hey, are you a transphobe or not? And it's like, wait, just because I'm deciding who I want to sleep with has nothing to do with, how I feel on a certain subject. You know what I mean? It's kind of two different things to me. It's how I feel about it. And I think it'd be annoying either way, like trans person, non-trans person, just like going about it that way. Like, no, it's too callous. It's more complicated than that. Sex is complicated.
People have sex with people. People have sex with people they hate all the fucking time. Like, people have sex with black people that they don't even fucking like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for real.
Literally, because they do it literally because they're black and because they don't like them. Like, that is literally the story. Like, it's just like, you don't know anything about trans people. You don't know anything about sex. It feels like that's what it feels like to me.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's fair. So yeah, that's really all I have to really say on it. But no, it's a crazy, interesting world we live in, and people get uncomfortable by certain things. People feel comfortable around other things that might make other people uncomfortable. Man, it's the point is to take your time figuring out what it is you want. Sometimes in the moment you may think you do, and maybe you don't, and maybe you just go along with things. We've all been there. But, I really think that as we really come into the future, the point is to, like, really make it so that people aren't feeling like forced in anything. And if it seems as if you're having to make efforts to force someone into something, it may be that time for people to realize, like, you got to let certain things go, even if you want it that badly. I had to learn that the hard way myself. It's like, just because you want something so badly doesn't mean you have the right to, like, force someone into wanting it too.
Yeah.
And it don't work.
It takes two, sometimes three, but it takes two most of the time, I hate when y'all don't laugh at me. Anyway.
And I hate when you're searching for pity.
I do that a lot. You're right. No, I was going to say that, like, I didn't get to go to a pride parade yet, but it was so funny that, like, right after I said that, there was like a whole pride event outside my window.
Nice.
Like, it was like they had a whole party and everything.
When was this? I said that as if we didn't live in the same neighborhood.
Last weekend. They had like a whole fucking, they had like a whole.
On that block?
like a whole gay ass jamboree in my backyard.
Oh, your backyard, not the front street though. Okay, I was like,
we're all the fucking OGs are like,
yo, bro. I was like,
just
damn.
in the underwear.
So you have to understand. I just almost got happy. I was like, damn, really? I was like, that's so great.
It was like,
that's so great for the neighborhood.
Progressive, yeah.
Like, yo, OGs is mad progressive, bro. So I thought, like, damn, they conscious as fuck.
Right?
Like, good for them. God damn, that's so great. But I was about to say, but you said your backyard. Okay, yeah. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Because I've been in your building.
I mean, I was like, at first it looked like an interesting party. It looked like just like a regular party. And then like, I was like, do I want to go to that party? Like, Sarah had just come back. I didn't mind, like, just dipping my toes in like a little party. Like, come on. I mean, it's like right there in the backyard. It's like right there. Like they're right there, right? And I felt like, nah, there's a lot of white people out there. Like, no offense, not even like, but it was just like, it would look like boring. It just didn't look like they was doing anything. Like they looked like they were just standing around. They had music, but they didn't have food. And like, it was a white people party. Like, it was like...
But they had the outfits. They had the outfits because that's what it was about.
No, they didn't even have really outfits on. It was boring. Like...
Oh, they didn't have... So then how'd you know it was like a...
A gay party?
Yeah.
Because later on, as the sun started going down, that's when some of the clothes started coming off. And then you started to see who was touching who when the clothes were off. So it was yeah. So it was
what was happening in that backyard?
It was a lot. It was a lot.
No, dude, it do be like that.
Yeah, it was a lot. Like, dudes is just, and then like at the end, like the dude, I guess who organized the whole thing. He wanted to thank everybody from the DJ booth, and this is dude, like he definitely fit, like definitely worked out, but he's like stocky 5'6" in his underwear, like laced underwear, like it's just
nice.
I'm like, yep, that's what this is. Like, it's just like,
yeah, that's dude, what this is.
He's like, he's telling everybody, thank you for coming out. It's like, this dude his dick is on like the turntable, like he is scratching records with the tip right now, and it's just like,
good for him.
I thought it was so funny. I just thought it was the funniest thing. It was like thanking people to come out while your dick is out. It's just
well, it makes him comfortable.
No, I'm not knocking him. I just think it's funny. Being naked and like thanking a crowd, like, yeah, thanks for seeing me. Like, he had a sincere speech. Like, it was a beautiful speech, but it was just like the amount of sincerity just like up the camp of the whole thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
I liked it though. It was funny. Anyways, happy Pride Month. Yeah.
Happy Pride
Month. Be safe out there. That's what I really want to say, is like, be safe out there. Like, there's a lot of weirdos out there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, a lot of harmful people. Just be safe. Don't do a lot of... I'm not trying to victim blame, but like, take care of yourself is what I mean. Like, just take care of yourself while you're out there. I never disparage anybody from having fun or going out with who they want to go out with or having sex with who they want to have sex with. But I do ask people to be careful, be safe, as much as you can. Like, there's like, some things you just cannot guard against. Like, it's not, that's why things happen,
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, just be careful, guys, I love everybody, and I want y'all to have all your underwear parties. I want y'all to have all the good times that you got, and I want you to live to see many more of them. That's at the core of my heart right now. It's weird. Like, that's what I got going on inside.
Just let it happen.
Yeah.
Just let it happen.
Just let the love come out? No, I don't think so.
Just let it happen. just let a little bit happen.
Shut up, ew. Don't stop. Let's talk about gun control.
Let's talk about gun control.
We talked a little bit about it in the beginning. of the show, but like the way I'm gonna cut it, you didn't really say anything. But like, all right. So everybody knows that in Texas there was a shooter. In New York there was a shooter. Hell, fucking on the train there was a fucking shooter. Like just like three in like not even like a couple of months, like less than 2 months, really.
This is America.
Like there's been like 3 major shootings, like, and I think another one in Kentucky or whatever. And for me, it's just the same old, like, people saying the same old shit over and over again. We had Matthew McConaughey speak at the White House, and that was a thing that happened. I'm trying to be nice about it. I'm trying to be kind.
Good. And that's good. And that's keep going. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, he delivered a speech from the heart, and I wish I could deliver a speech from the heart from the White House. That's all I'm just saying. But, you know, it's for a good cause. It's a good cause, and I'm not going to... Mitch, leave me alone. I'm not going to disparage that, you know? But even in his speech, like the ideas and the prescriptions of like background checks or like raising the minimum age of guns and stuff. And it's just, to me, it just all seems very half measury. Yeah. Like the problem, like, is that the problem? Like my problem is like, is this really the problem? Like if anybody could just like get a gun in this country and then just decide that they're just gonna shoot up a place, you know, like, is the problem really that we don't have enough background checks, or like I know we don't like really do that right now, and I think that's the point, is that like we don't do like what's the bare minimum, but at the same time, like my biggest problem with like the gun debate is the debate portion where like people are like, oh well, we should do this and we should do that, and then the other side is like, nah, fuck you. Like I like my guns, I'm gonna keep my guns. Yep. And like nobody throughout the debate, like, and it's so weird because we'll have like a whole like massacre happen, and like nobody says like, do you think like the Texas shooter should have a gun? Like just ask them.
Wow, that is true. Yeah.
You know, like put it in simple terms, like somebody's 5. Like, do you think the Texas shooter or the Buffalo shooter should have had a gun? Because like on one hand, either you got to say yes, I think everybody should have a gun, and then you're well committed to like the role of being an asshole, so like good for you, you know what I mean?
At least you're committed.
Or on the other hand, you got to say no, and then it's like, well, you know, you obviously don't believe everybody should have a gun, so what's the problem when we say that like maybe not everybody should get one? Yeah. You know, maybe you shouldn't just like have it where like anybody can get one. Yeah. So like, I think that's my main problem. It's not even that like nobody asks questions like that. It's just that like it feels like the whole thing is so defeated that like we're just like asking for like the bare minimum while children die, you know?
Yes.
And
not all of them, because one girl did live.
Well, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, she did. Happy for her. Blanking on the name right now. But she did survive. She's recovering, and we're going to wish her the best through what must have been the most traumatizing experience in her young little life. Yeah. But no, yeah, absolutely, man. Like, the fuck? Because, explain to him like children. And should the Uvalde shooter should he have had a gun? The answer is no. Okay. So, what are the steps we can do to prevent someone like that from having a gun? Is what gun control is about in the first place. Because, you know, that's the funny thing. Everybody's all like, they're going to take our guns. And it's America, so I get it. I'm just as American as anybody else. More, in fact, I would say. But we're not going to get into that because, I haven't had to prove that. And I hope I never have to prove that. But in any case, we're not even talking about taking them away. We're talking about literally having some sort of fucking control on them to keep incidents like this from happening. And then incidents like this happen, and then we talk about it for a quick second, and then nothing happens afterwards. So, we have everybody turning in their guns, collecting them. That's nice. That happened last time. Hey, we turned in our guns because it's like, you weren't the fucking problem.
Yeah.
No offense. Good. I'm glad you think that doing that, is helpful and it sends a message, because it does. It's just that you having the gun, you with the consciousness to be like, I want to turn this in because there's too many guns around. You weren't the problem in the first place.
It is good though, like I said, like in the spirit of Matthew McConaughey's speech, like the support is there. Like somebody wants to support the cause. You know what I mean? They want to do well, and you're right. They're probably not the problem. I feel like though, like a lot of the gun, like the pushback for the whole gun issue is that like some people are afraid to find out that they are the problem. You know what I mean? Like,
that's valid, actually.
Yeah. I feel like
because they are.
Yeah, but like, I'm sorry. Like,
what you need this for? Do you need this? What's your mental health like?
Like, I feel like you should be like under like inspection. Like if you have a gun, like you should like have to go through like an inspection of like how you keep your guns.
That's what Japan does. Like I believe it's yearly. Like like you want to own a gun? Sure. Okay. All right. There's no reason for you to have ammunition and gun together. We come and check on the gun, I think biannually and like regularly.
Right.
To make sure, hey, you didn't decide to have a psychotic breakdown in the next few months. How have things been going? Well, things are good at the job. Oh, really? Yeah, my wife left me. Toshido, I think we're going to have to take the gun away from him. Yes, Jun. We're going to have to take it away from him. Okay, yeah, cool. Glad we had this talk. All right. So, Mikahara, we've decided, with your wife leaving, it's seeming like the potential for suicide's there. Not saying you would do that, but we're going to keep it on us until things get better for you, okay? And that's kind of how it should work, honestly. Yeah. Because that's jokes aside, that's seriously how the Japanese do it. Yeah. They know there's a registry, they know who has the gun, and they check on said gun and person on a regular basis.
When it comes to public safety, this country is trash.
Trash.
Like, this country doesn't give a fuck about your own fucking, like, bodily safety. This country is garbage when it comes to... This is a fucking... Trash. Like, people are having massacres. We don't give a fuck. Fucking pandemic happens. We don't give a fuck. Like, aliens could come down and be like, we don't give a fuck. Like, it's just like...
They over here?
Yeah, like... Well... Who said that I didn't want to get zapped by an alien? Like, it's just like, what the fuck are you talking about?
June Bob, you, last week, as you said, if an alien came down, so help me God, I don't want to get zapped by an alien, I'm going to hit him with my boomstick. The fuck is you talking about?
Yeah. Well, no, that's just the liberal agenda talking. It was like, Jesus Christ. Like, I feel like if you frame anything as like the liberal agenda, you could really get some shit done. Like, you just like frame whatever the opposite is, be like, oh yeah, not wearing masks is what all the liberals want us to do. It's like, all like, well, fuck that.
Betty, mask up.
Yeah.
What I thought was, well, them liberals ain't wearing them no more. We can't trust them.
Right. They must have put something in the air.
Oh damn it! We can't keep making our like hick Republicans sound. We can't keep making Republicans hick. We got to get a little bit more realistic. Okay.
They must have put something in the air.
Exactly.
They're just like to put a normal base.
Okay, Viola, I just want you to know we're not wearing these masks anymore. The liberals say the masks aren't good. We can't trust them. Put it back on.
Put it back on. Fuck you.
All right. Now let's head to the country club.
Yes, exactly. You're right, Mitch. There's a diverse range of white people who are Republicans. You are yes.
And if we only focus on one, and it's funny, we focus on the one that's the least problematic. We see them in number. Well, I
don't know about that one. But
no. Hear me out. The Hicks aren't the ones we need to worry about. They're the dumb ones. They're the fodder. They're the pawns. It's the ones we don't hear about. It's the ones in the offices.
No.
Oh, really? No, I believe that in total. It's just we're scared because they have guns.
That's a good reason. This is what this whole conversation.
No, and I know, exactly, and that's the whole point of conversation. But like, they're the pawns, and you gave the pawns some guns, and all of a sudden it's like we focus on that problem, not the dude in office who voted everything in, who they supported in the first place.
I have a problem with the idea that, like, I feel like there's a very liberal, like, world view that, like, poor white people are somehow less culpable for the damage that, like, conservatives and white supremacy does to this country because they're like poor white people.
I wouldn't say that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I wouldn't say that. But they are the pawns. They're fodder. But there's a lot of them. They have guns. They're always angry, and they're easy to fucking provoke and use.
They are easy to provoke, but
that doesn't make them any less culpable, because we're talking white supremacy and the damage they've caused, not like who took a cookie from the cookie jar. You know what I mean? Like, it's like you can't ever take the blame off of anybody. But if we wanted to actually like divide the blame pie up and see who's really at fault, like, we could have that conversation. But it's not going to be
what does that mean?
It's not going to be like nobody at fault. So if we were to like to divvy up the pie and see where the real problem with white supremacy is, though the focus would be on, the dumb hick who's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? If they're on the pie, regardless of the damage they could do, they'll be the smaller piece, because unless there's someone there to rally them all together and get things going, usually they're not capable of doing much when you think about it. But that's just me.
Okay.
That's just me, though. But you can disagree if you want.
No. I think I understand where you're coming from. It's like, unless they have like some type of organizer.
No,
like,
if there's no leadership organization, usually it just doesn't work out, which is why...
Yeah, they're just not really doing anything.
Yeah, which is why there's like a system of grooming in place, especially for certain... well, I don't want to like bring up the Bushes, but like...
Wait, no. I feel okay. This is what my argument against that would be, is that yes. Here's my problem. Okay, let me simplify it. When it comes to white supremacy and racism, sometimes I get a little tired of talking about these topics, because like we talk about this a lot, but like.
And we're going to talk about it more.
I feel like for like the sake of understanding, it's important, right? But when it comes to like white supremacy and whiteness, right? I think on one hand, you can observe like there are different elements to it. Like classism is an element that affects whiteness and white supremacy, right? Mm-hmm. However, that's very intra to that group. And how people like to describe classism a lot of the time when it pertains to white people and white supremacy is that the classism involved in whiteness is external, and it affects not just the white people within the group of whiteness, but also the brown people outside of that group, as if classism is a bleed all, like as if classism like permeates between whiteness and non-whiteness at the same time. I just blasted my mic. I'm sorry, guys, in your ears. But like as if it just flows through both places like a sieve, and that's not true. Like white people can be prejudiced against lower class white people, but it's not the same thing as when lower class white people hold their prejudices against lower class black people or upper class black people. Like,
agreed, but I'm not sure I'm following you right now in terms of the points you're making.
So the point I'm making is that when it comes to like organizing, we can say that like the power structure in between white people could be that like, you know, like you have like somebody who organizes a movement through money and power and like changes something systemically through money and power and gets the votes through, you know, the white people who may even share in some of the harm that those policies bring later on. Mm-hmm. However, white people have like in their lower classes have organized violent uprisings and movements through being lower class, like massacring towns like Tulsa and organizing sundown towns and like these things.
Wait, Logan, can I ask you one quick thing? Because now, did you tie leadership and like, or did you are you saying like only upper class people can be leaders? Because what you're saying is true, but even in the instances of being like poor and white, that doesn't mean you won't find someone capable of leading those people.
No, my thing is, I'm actually saying the opposite. Like I'm saying that is true, that like poor whites can lead their own movements and organize and cause harm on their own without the assistance of richer whites. Okay, is what I'm saying. No, like well, that is something that is possible. Like what I'm saying is like they can do bad all by themselves. Like they don't need necessarily somebody to rile them up all the time. Like there's sometimes like we look at racism as a system too much, where like it doesn't become an ideology anymore. You know what I mean? Where it just becomes like this mechanical thing that like all we need to do is dismantle the parts of it. And then we start looking at like different parts of white supremacy as like pieces to a puzzle. And if we just remove those pieces, then we won't have racism one day. And that's not necessarily how an ideology works, because an ideology is based off of people's beliefs, fears, their ideas, their wants, their needs, their desires, like things that are completely intangible and inherent to like being a person. You know what I mean? And it doesn't like you can't dismantle something that's based off of somebody's belief, like just by being like, well, we're just gonna like convince these people, or we're gonna like remove them from the equation, or or recognize them as like, you know, like you said, like we're gonna recognize them as like the cannon fodder of like A, B, and C. Like every army has its cannon fodder, like, but like the people who join up, like if you're just like a lower class in that army, that doesn't make you less a part of that army. It doesn't make you less determined or less convicted or believe less in the cause that you're fighting for. You know what I mean? There's like a lot of media in the last couple of years has shown where like poor whites fought for the Confederacy, but they got shafted by like rich whites, because like, you know, rich whites could like, they could avoid like being drafted into like the Confederacy, and they can avoid like sending their sons to war. Yeah, well, but at the same time, they're like funding the war, and they're like making sure that the same people have like the supplies to go to war, and like, you know, they have their own contribution at the same time. It may not be the same contribution, but it's not enough to say like that contribution doesn't matter, and like the contribution that poor whites put didn't matter as well. You know what I mean? To the point where we like just like say like this is an arbitrary thing, and you lack the vision to see that your role is arbitrary in it, and that the people that you fight for don't care about you, when the people who they fight for is themselves within the equation. Like they don't necessarily need to fight for Bill Gates. They just need to fight for me. I have the belief that what black people ain't shit. And I'm like of the belief that if we free them, then what does that make me? You know what I mean? And that's actually there was something interesting, like as watered down as the movie like Lincoln is, like there's something interesting. Like there was a scene where like people from the North were talking about like, I thought the war wasn't about slavery and stuff like that, where like that was the propaganda at the time. And it's like, because they're like, well, I don't really give a fuck if like black people get free. And really, I'd prefer if they didn't. You know what I mean? Because it's still like, there's this idea that like you're superior because of like where you found yourself in society and what you were taught about the people who you are taught that you are superior to. Like that's an idea. Like, you know, that's
right.
like some deep shit. I feel like I'm just like gone.
Well, I'm trying. You're making it hard to follow along.
Sorry.
Because I get in what you're saying, but in terms of like contrasting to what I was saying, it wasn't really much of a contrast. Because or maybe it's just like miscommunication. Because I wouldn't necessarily say that, you know, everybody doesn't have their effect, because that wasn't the point to be said. Because all I was saying is in terms of just, because and you said it yourself too, like what each piece does may be different. And so that's kind of what I was really saying. And that's the only thing I would say when I say like they're kind of just pawns. But then you brought the classism effect into it, and it was like, okay, did you tie leadership and, you know, like upper because class when you say together, pawns, you know what I'm saying? I think
that's what it was for me. When
and
you
yeah,
say
my thing is like, if you're thinking classism when I say pawns, you would only be incorrect, because that's just not how that works in terms of hierarchy. Would be better technically, but if you make the comparison between a hierarchy of classes, you could still do that. But like, no, just in terms of like control. Like we know pawns are controlled by someone, and then we know chess. We play chess, pawns, bishops, rooks, kings, queens. And so it's just that I only meant it in that capacity. Like, because a leader could be in that rally too, in that fucking poor white. There could be a dude who's smarter than the rest, who's just like, or it doesn't even always have to be smarter. Could also just have a stronger will. Like, I want to get this done. I hate him. And we're going to get this done. And nobody else had the will to pull it off, but that person did. That isn't about whether you got money or not. You know what I'm saying? I didn't mean it like that.
Right, exactly.
It's just knowing which piece. Because for me, like, I'm not ignoring any effect. But if there's a mob, and the point is, I obviously want to catch the entire mob, but if I can't get the mob, and I'm only able to cast a net to catch a few pieces, my hope is going to be I catch the motherfucker who started and rallied them all together in the first place, whose idea it was who spread this, because I won't be able to get them all. Unless they're all literally on the same level of intent, which isn't usually the case. I'm not saying impossible, but not usually the case.
I see what you're saying.
So I only meant it in that capacity, because it's just that, like, you know, we know we want the person making all this happen, spreading all of this and tying these people back to this ugly thing. We want to take that person out of the equation in hopes that it affects the rest of them to start breaking down, so it's easy to get those people. I can only mean it in that capacity. I don't mean it in terms of like certain classes being incapable of such things. You know what I mean? Anyone can be a leader. You know what I mean? No,
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what I meant. So that's why I'm getting lost by what you're saying, because I'm like, in my head the entire time, I was like, shit, I think he might have mistook something that I said for being this. And I was like, that's not the way I meant it.
Because like, I think that's what I hear. I feel like I hear those words. I don't think you meant it that way.
The term pawn literally made you like, nah, it's all classism, bitch.
No, not that it's all classism. That like, that just like, it's not insignificant because it's a pawn. You know?
And see, and that was another thing, because I hadn't said, because remember, yeah, sure, in chess the pawns go first, but without the pawns, you don't get to play the game in the first place. You don't get to set anything up. You don't get to make those moves.
That's not true. That's an important piece.
I mean, yes, Logan, it's not about the chess, dude.
I'm just saying, like,
the point is the pieces are there. Yes, of course. The pieces are there though, because they're important to the game still. Maybe maybe not capable of doing certain things, and maybe not the end all be all.
I think that's what I'm trying to say is that, like, just like you said, like the pieces are there and they're important to the game. Is that what a lot of people miss out on is that they're important to the game.
Yeah,
like they're a part,
absolutely.
They very much play their part.
And that's not
game.
What I was saying.
Yeah.
And that's not what I was saying at all. But I was just like, you know, how I break it up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's just but that's kind of how I think in terms of, if we're talking like warfare in any capacity, that's kind of how I think about it. Because unless you, and like I said, it's not impossible because you have, you know, fucking that group of 300 Spartans with King Leonidas. Like when you run with a group like that, that's where it just like take whoever you can. Because one of them's going to fall. Someone's going to step into place regardless.
Right.
But not many groups are capable like that. You know what I'm saying? Even Black Panthers aren't necessarily always able to move like that. Different battlefields, of course, different conflict, different things going on in terms of the effects around them. But like, it's very difficult to have it where where an organization or a group of people is in a place where all of them function in the capacity of like being strong leader type individuals. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't see it often.
No, I get it. I understand exactly what you mean now. Yeah.
But back to gun control, because we did veer off for a good while. But back to gun control definitely needs to be a thing. Realistically speaking, like, you know, because it's just funny how we don't even like get background checks going. Like, it's the most basic thing. And, you know, background check, especially in this day and age, isn't even that hard to do.
How are you going to sell more guns if less people can get them because they fail a background check, though?
God damn it, little Jimmy. I guess you're right. I guess we'll have to skip the background checks then.
Yeah.
Well, we can at least make it so that you're 21 or up, right, Jimmy?
But how are you going to sell more guns if less people can buy them because they're not all 21?
God damn it, Jimmy, you're right. I guess we won't be able to raise it to 21. After all, I just gave Bobby, he's only 16. I just gave him a pistol last week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I guess the age thing's out of the loop too. Maybe we could at least keep a registry of, you know, who's buying guns and where the guns are at.
But how are you going to sell more guns if everybody's on a registry and then certain people can't buy a gun because maybe their background isn't the best, and now all of a sudden they have to give their gun back? So now we're refunding guns?
Oh, God damn it, little Jimmy, shut up! So we're doing background checks, raising ages. But in all seriousness, man, it's really embarrassing because, you know, we're not even talking about taking your guns away. We're talking about making it safe for, you know, the people who may not carry.
Some people need to get their guns taken away.
Some people do.
I'm talking about taking your guns away.
Well, those people, yeah, but
we got to stop being afraid of that. Saying that some of y'all gonna have to have your guns taken away. Some of y'all not wound up too tight. That's the problem right now. Like, let's read the room. Literally, the problem is some of you have guns
should just
who should not be having
guns. Absolutely. This is correct. This can't be denied. And and that's a part of the control, sadly. And some of y'all gonna have to deal with that. Like, because these domestic white terrorists can't keep doing this. I think we had the train shooter was black, and I think that's been one of the few black domestic terrorists we've had. So this domestic white terrorism, I don't know what's going on. Well, actually, I do know what's going on with y'all. We're not going to get into that. But the problem is...
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, man. People should be getting checked. If you own a gun, you should be going through regular mental checks.
Right.
On a regular basis. And if it's not showing up in the system that you've been doing that, someone comes to your home and takes your weapon away. Because you're not following protocol to keep the people around you safe. That's all I'm saying. Oh, you want to own a gun? Okay, we need to know exactly where you live, where the gun's going to be, and then we're checking on that gun on a monthly basis. If it's not there, you should go to jail. If you're not where you said that gun's supposed to be, you should go to jail. Where's the gun? Oh, it's not. Okay, you sure you don't know where it is? You don't want to tell us? All right, cool. You go to jail. Put an APB out on the gun. Where is it? We need to find it. For real. These are real simple things that, I'm not going to lie, they could take some resources. But, you know, if there's anything I wouldn't mind my taxes going to, because the fact is, I live in America. You know what I mean? I'm not trying. It's America. There's too many weapons floating around for me to honestly feel comfortable in a certain place if without a firearm. That's just me. I'm not asking you to agree.
I think about like all the time, like if somebody's about to light something up.
Bro, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, this is America. Unfortunately, I wouldn't like it this way, and I hope the future will be different, of course. But like, for right now, I wouldn't feel comfortable with that. Nonetheless, there needs to be strict regulation in terms of gun control. And if I had to commit my tax money to anything, that'd be one of the things I'd be more than willing to commit it to.
Right.
Like as a New York City resident, living in New York City, paying the taxes that I pay, if that somehow helped improved gun regulation and control and like fucking, I don't know, Texas, we'll just say Uvalde, Texas, because why the hell not, right? That would be wonderful. Because remember that $90 billion to Ukraine we talked about last week or whatever? Yeah. No offense, but the resources that I'm sad have gone over there should have been going to something like this. Not all of them, because once again, like I said, I still want Ukraine to, you know, come out on top. But nonetheless, this is the point. It's like America. You have the funds to do this. You have all this military budget. You can't take a little bit of that budget to make sure we reinforce and enforce fucking gun control in a country where this always happens, yet we're surprised that it happened. Really?
Yeah.
But enough said, man. There is no debate to be had on the subject.
The funniest part to me about the whole debate is that like the people who debate like against like gun control sound like people who shouldn't have a gun. Like they like they immediately sound they're like because like I understand the Second Amendment just fine, but they're just like they start with like all the conspiracy theories, and then they say like, what if the government takes over? You're gonna need a gun then, and it's just like, what if the government takes over the land that the government already owns? That
with the guns that already outnumber all of ours?
Which government? Are you talking about another government? Like, are we going to be invaded? Like, they already own all this shit. That's why you pay taxes to them. Like, they don't like it don't go the other way around. I know you get your little refund check, but like, no.
Which has gotten smaller every year.
Yeah, like
every decade.
They already own. They don't need to take it. They got it.
Yeah.
So what are you talking about? Like you the first one. Like anybody who talks like that is just like, it should be like Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Like, oh, like it should be like that. The guy get his gun right there. Like he's not fit. Like don't him. Right there, get him.
Right,
because it's just like you don't sound right. You know, like
lock him up.
You're not saying,
or at least take the gun out of his hand.
You're not making sense, and then it's a lot of people's fault for arguing people like that. Like they're making sense. Be like, no, like having good arguments and stuff. It's like no, like I want to see next time you guys have to argue with somebody like this. What I want to see in the comment section is y'all go under the comment and be like, you sound like the motherfucker who shouldn't have the gun. Like, just say that to them. Start there. And then see how the conversation go on.
This is a good idea. This is a good idea. Yes.
Say you, sir, sound like the person who shouldn't have a gun. You sound exactly like him.
And then at the least, we're going to piss off an asshole who deserves it.
Yes. Definitely.
It's great. Like this is a win-win. I see this as a complete and total win.
Thank you. Because we can't just keep arguing with people in good faith.
When
they're like arguing in comment sections under like videos of like reporting about massacres, whether it be children or black people or whoever. It's just a fucking like you imagine the mental illness it takes, and not even like trying to be like ableist against people who are mentally ill, because I'm not wound up too tight myself, but like just like the amount of like sickness it takes to go to a video that's reporting on a massacre for children and being like, nope, not gonna take mine. It's just like, are you serious? Right. Like, what is it all right, anyways.
Right.
I just like that's what I think.
Yeah, we've been getting to some places. I mean, but you know.
Listen, let's talk about you wanted to talk about the expectations of women to marry.
Well, yeah. Isn't that a little bit nicer than, you know,
gun control
and all that? Okay. But no, it's just, you know, so the reason I got on the topic is because Lori Harvey and Michael B. Jordan didn't get married and everybody expected her to say yes. Now, this isn't to speak in terms of Lori. I know, which is why, but you know, this isn't to speak against Lori Harvey because she's known for just, you know, dating,
having a great life
a lot and like doing her own thing and all this. I don't know why she wants to do that, but that's none of my business. Regardless,
what's wrong with that?
Which is my point. Well, it's not that I think there's anything wrong with that, but it's like people make her out to be like, I guess, someone who would be like calm and wanting to settle down. And I'm like, I don't understand why y'all think of this woman in that capacity. Yeah. Is the only thing I think I want to say, you know, because to me, you know, she's Steve Harvey's daughter. She's pretty. I personally don't get the hype. I think she's a beautiful girl.
I think the worst thing about her is that she's Steve Harvey's daughter. Like, I feel like,
to be honest with you, I don't get it, but nonetheless, I only preface with this so that no one thinks I'm like biased and like, oh, I have a thing for Lori Harvey or, you know, I'm trying to defend her because, you know, I actually think like, I just don't understand what the hype is about. But the fact that people would somehow expect that just because Michael B. Jordan must be a great dude, was dating her for a year, which mind you to me is too short to ask somebody to marry you in the first place. But nonetheless, the fact that Michael B. Jordan walked up, asked her to marry him, she said no, and it put people into an uproar, had me just like, yo,
wait,
could y'all stop being sexist? Nah, nothing like that.
Oh, I was about to say.
Yeah, imagine, but it's like
dumping Michael B. Jordan on video.
Yo, damn, like, wouldn't that be some shit? Yo, everybody be extra mad. But it'd be a shame. It'd be a real big fucking shame if anybody was mad. Yeah, she would be a little bit. She kind of already is. She's dated like everybody in Hollywood. Like
she's
Pete
like
Diddy,
the female
Future.
Pete Davidson.
Pete's dated everybody?
Pete Davidson dates everybody.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He's dated.
Oh yeah, like, Ariana Grande. Right, I forget that.
He's dated Ariana Grande, Kim Kardashian.
Right.
I feel like he dated Jessica Biel or some shit at one point.
Oh, really? Good for him.
I think so. Like I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I remember it was like another like white woman like that. It was just like I was like, you dated Pete Davidson too? Like. God damn, this dude don't stop. Like, Jesus Christ.
Okay, stop. It's not about Pete Davidson. It's it's about America and the sexism. Okay, so what? Lori Harvey said no to marrying Michael B. Jordan after being with him for a year. What's wrong with that? So what? He's Michael B. Jordan. Why is it such a big deal she's not wanting to marry him or not going to? Oh, is she losing out is what you're saying.
Is Michael B. Jordan a catch like that in the spirit of sexism? Right?
In terms of Hollywood, to them, yes.
He's all right. He kind of got a big head.
Okay, how you feel about your attraction to him isn't my business or what I want to talk about right now. The point is a very traditionalist, honestly disgusting way of thinking about women. It's like she's only with him a year and obviously did not want to marry him. What more is there to this conversation is my problem. I don't even know why it has me so mad.
You know why I asked about the Michael B. Jordan though is because like the framing, like what you're saying, like the framing of it is like he's the catch in the scenario.
In one sense, yes. You know I know that's why you said that. And that was the truth. Yeah, because it is like that. That's the thing. It's like she said no, he wanted her, she said no, but he's the catch. So this is the problem. Because
I feel like they equally both ain't shit. So it's like,
yeah,
and they both equally have their same, like, they're on, like, you could see why they would be together, like attraction wise. You know what I mean? Like attractiveness, like, so it's like, yeah. So it's like, it makes sense. They're both pretty people. And like, you know, I get it. Right. But it's like, to like single one of them, just one of them out and be like, why didn't you marry this one? It's just like, it seems so weird. That's weird.
Bro, it's like, where the... What is this, bro? The fucking 50s? But like,
right.
Like, it's kind of how it... And that's why it bothers me, because it's really kind of like archaic, bro. What the fuck? She said no. They were dating a year. Why did this even concern you? Why was this even news?
Why did he ask to marry her after a year?
I don't know. That's Michael.
I mean, I get trying to lock her down because
she's
Mama is a Rolling Stone.
Like, she do what the fuck she want, bro.
Yeah, like.
But after a year, my dude, you would have ruined everything.
I feel like that's a desperate play, to be honest.
Like, don't be out here fucking. Hey, listen, I like Michael B. Jordan. Don't get it twisted. Don't be out here talking dirt on a man's name.
I'm just saying.
Because I mean, to be honest with you, though, I just think that's who he is. Like, he was really feeling with her. He was in love. I mean, he's made now. You know what I'm saying? He's an A-list Hollywood actor. He's probably thinking, oh, I've been with her a year. Like, I'm asking her to marry me. I'm Michael B. Jordan. Didn't turn out well for him, but that may have been what he was thinking.
It seems like a desperate play. If I was her, I would think this is really, this is what you got? Like, this seems like a desperate play. I honestly
think she said no. She would say no regardless.
You think she would say no regardless?
In terms of only dating a year and being asked to get married, yeah, I think she'd say no regardless.
I don't know.
I don't know about that. But no, it was just, I don't know why it like stuck with me, but I was just like, they've been dating a year. And then the reason I was like, let's bring it into, you know, expectations on women. This is 2022. The fact that, to be honest, the fact that we still think in terms of women and their biological clocks for children is really gross. Honestly. That's like fucked up. I don't care if we were going through an extinction. Like, hey, we need you. Like, nah, you don't. Nah. Oh, it's still her body, her choice. We're all gonna die. And if she don't want to help us live, that's her choice. I think she fucked up too. But like, that is what it is. It's fuck is wrong with you?
I was talking about abortion with somebody, and they said that, you know, they were like pro-life, not pro-life, pro-choice, sorry. They were like pro-choice, right? And they were like saying that, like, you know, they believe that like people should have the right to have an abortion, have a right to choose, but also that, like, you know, they see the value in life, and that, like, you know, obviously if everybody got an abortion, that would be really bad for everybody. Yep. And I was like, was it? Would it be? Like, I was like, maybe not.
That's so sapiocentric of you.
No, I'm just like, you know.
No, I'm talking about them. Like,
yeah,
that's so sapiocentric. Like, what happens to the world? It might die, but think about the Earth, though.
Nothing happens.
The Earth is fine. Think about everything else.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's why it's funny, because it really is. But it's like, yeah, man, it's 2022. If a woman says she doesn't want to marry a man, or, you know, if anyone says they don't want to marry whoever, guess what? Shut the fuck up and move on with your goddamn lives. Please.
That's just, it's really like, weird.
Are y'all 12? It's weird. This is straightforward. I can't stand it sometimes.
They're not even like royalty or anything. They just... People... Like, Michael B. Jordan was like a B-list actor like 5 years ago.
Yep. Worked his way up to the top.
I get it. He's inspirational. I was just saying, like, he's got a big head, and it doesn't make sense.
I'm talking about his head. We love him. We love him.
Do y'all? Because, like, I remember not too long ago, people was getting on him because they thought he liked white women. So which to me is so funny because he
really
never
fucked
even
up.
went out with a white woman. He was just at a party with some and like took some pictures and like
it's like, oh,
I knew this about you. Like I always knew.
Like I knew you was like that with them white girls, and he probably does like white girls, but it doesn't matter. Like. That's all. That's all I really wanted to say.
Now y'all got him dating Lori Harvey, getting his little heart broke.
I'm saying, man,
you know, shouldn't be out there with Lori Harvey.
No, he shouldn't have been out there with Lori Harvey, bro. He should have known better. But he should have known better. But like
hanging with killers. Like
I'm saying, yo, she a killer, yo. She a pretty little killer thing, man.
She's not for play.
No, she is for play.
No, she's not for play.
No, she's not permanent, but she is for play.
I mean, I understand what you're trying to say, but like you're gonna get your heart hurt just like being like, oh, I'm going to like I wouldn't do that. Like she's
you can't save them all, Sonny.
Nah,
you can't save them all. When she dated P. Diddy, I didn't even get it.
Damn, she dated P. Diddy too?
I still don't get it. I don't get Lori Harvey and the
That's gross. Let me tell you why. All y'all fucking Steve Harvey's DNA right now. And you really not thinking about it. Like, this is weird. Bro. That's the weirdest part. I cannot have sex with somebody who is related to Steve Harvey and not think about Steve Harvey.
I know. But plenty of people are.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's life.
Because what are you going to do? Right? What are you going to do? You take Lori Harvey out, right? Share a cab. You get to her place, hop out, say you had a nice night. She said, yeah, you want to come up for some like tea or coffee or whatever? You said, all right, I can come up for a little something, but I gotta go. I got work in the morning. And she said, okay, never mind. Like, bet I won't keep you too long, right? Go up. There's no coffee. It's just you, her, kissing, right? Getting steamy, right? You guys have like the best sex of your life ever, right? You in bed. Smoke a little something. Then she reaches for the remote. Turns on Family Feud. What the fuck are you gonna do? What the fuck are you gonna do? Huh? What the hell are you gonna do?
You're so stupid. You're so stupid. Oh man, real shit though, bro.
Now you just sitting in the bed with Steve Harvey's daughter while he's laughing with his big mouth at you through the screen. Why you?
Probably telling you to avoid women like his daughter. Funny enough, bro, ain't that some shit, bro? Look at the world we live in, bro.
You're so trifling, bitch.
Bro, look at the world. But I mean, like, think about it. When I think about talks that I've heard from Steve Harvey, it's funny. It's just really funny. But it's not about her. It's not about her. It's not about him. It's about society and truth.
You're right.
Because, like, stop putting those expectations on women, man. They don't owe us anything.
That's true. That's true.
And it's always been them owing us something. And they don't owe us anything.
The crazy thing is like, if you want to get married, you can find a woman that wants to get married. Like, it's not, there's no shortage of it out here. And if you want to, like, you know, if you want to just fool around, there are in great supply women who are completely non-committal, who not looking for that, but just want to fool around with you too. Like that, these things are mad available. What the problem is just like what Mitch is saying, is that like, it's just we, like, especially like men, especially have to force a situation to be the way they want it to be, and literally would rather seek out a situation where a woman does not want to do the thing that they want to do to force her to do that thing.
So their ego feels satisfied.
Which is crazy. That's crazy.
And it takes us forever to get to a point to even see that in ourselves. I can speak for myself personally. It took me forever to even I could understand it academically and logically. Emotionally wasn't as capable, and emotionally thinking about it wasn't even there.
Men are literally conditioned and taught to date in that manner anyways, though. Like, it is weird. It is like, and you do have to mature and you do have to grow up to be like, I want to just find somebody who's like into the same shit I'm into and just wants what I want. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to have to find somebody and then mold them into the person that I want them to be. Like, that's first of all, it's stupid and it's mad work and you shouldn't do it. But like, just wanting somebody, like, if you're into Beyblades and you're 40, like, find somebody else who's 40 and also into Beyblades. You know what I mean? Like, that's available. You like going to the zoo, you find somebody who likes going to the zoo with you too. You know what I mean? You don't take the person who hates animals and be like, nah, she's gonna love the zoo. Like, what the fuck? Like, listen to yourself. That doesn't make any sense. And it's just like this idea that like we should, like, just like Mitch is saying, like, you're gonna force a woman to get married. Like, that's why I said it's a desperate play. You know what I mean? Because you know damn well Lori Harvey ain't marrying nobody. And like, the only reason you ask Lori Harvey to marry you is because you don't want her.
Nobody else has.
Yeah, you don't want nobody else to fucking have her. And like, she's Lori Harvey. You don't think she's smart enough to figure that shit out? And of course she said no to your ass. Man. I get mad at dudes that don't have no game. I really get mad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's crazy. How you Michael B. Jordan, you not hip to the game. You knew that shit wasn't going to work.
What if you didn't? What if you didn't?
Then he's a fool. He's worse than I thought he was. Golly. You know how much game you don't have then?
Maybe it's not a game to him.
Whatever. It's not a game to fucking Killmonger. That's why he put his hair like that in the movie. It's not a game. That dude look like whatever. Anyways, last topic. I wanted to talk about why you shouldn't compare yourself to others. And I just wanted to have like a short conversation about this because we gotta get out of here soon. But like, I don't know. I've been consuming a lot of media lately about growing older, basically, and like what your own life journey is, basically. And what I was thinking about is like how like it's easy to like compare ourselves and our situations to other people, but at the same time, it's so fruitless because, like me, Mitch, I can compare myself to Michael B. Jordan, right? And like, he's accomplished and he stars in movies. He makes his own movies now, you know, like he's making another Rocky movie or whatever. And which that does look like it's going to be good. Like, it's got like Jonathan Majors in it, and Jonathan Majors looks like he's going to fuck him up, basically.
Oh, Jonathan Majors is in that?
Yeah, this picture's in.
Is he putting on the weight?
He's got so much weight.
He has a great
and
physique,
he's going to be like Kang the Conqueror, because like, I'm like, dang, you're going to be...
Jonathan Majors is like, an amazing actor, bro.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I like Jonathan Majors, but I don't.
What?
He annoys me.
I cannot say the same.
His acting annoys me because
I could not say such a thing at all.
Like, he does a lot of slave acting. Like, you know, it's not, he doesn't play slave characters, but he's doing a lot of the, like, he's just like, I don't know. It's
rude to me that you can't let a person's face be their face. But if that's how you feel about it, that's how you feel about it.
I hate you.
Sorry. Hey,
he does do that though.
Who's a professional actor here?
He does that with his face.
That's all I'm saying.
You don't have to do that. Hopefully he doesn't do that in a new Rocky movie. But you don't have to, like, you know, do the whole, like, he do poke his lips out a little bit. He got big lips, but he poke it out even more, like, than it needs to be. Like, and then he starts crying. Like, I'm not having this conversation with you. Stop.
You're fine, Jonathan Major. Never changed, do you?
Anyways. I'm pretty sure he was crying in Loki. Like, he always tears up. Like, why? What are you crying for? Not even on no toxic shit. Just like, why are you crying? Does the scene call for this?
I think you're doing great, John.
Whatever. Anyways, no. Like I said, I could compare my life to his and everything. But like, the weird thing about comparing your life to somebody else's life is that like Michael B. Jordan could die tomorrow.
You could.
Like, let's say me and him were the same age. Like, if we were the same age and he just fell off the face of the earth, and I'm just sitting around comparing myself to this person who no longer exists, what is the point?
Well, I think people compare themselves to others. I think the most basic reason is because there's something in the other person that they're seeing that they may not be seeing in themselves. And, you know, it's in our nature anyway as humans to like imitate kind of what we're seeing around us in one sense, or what we're taking in. And so as we grow older, we get to a point where maybe we feel like either we're stuck or this is it. This is the default anyway, unless I make some sort of change.
Right.
And then you and your default may look at someone else and be like, whoa, why aren't I like that? Why aren't I doing that? Mm. And then all of a sudden, you know, you just kind of suck. Like, yo, if you interact with that person a lot too, you're just doing that. And that's why I think like that might happen. And then now in this day and age, you know, you kind of have these models presented to you in terms of like what you're supposed to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, in the sense like there's an image you're supposed to, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I said it in a stupid way because, you know.
No, you didn't actually. You said it well.
Oh, I'm high, so I can't tell. So anyway, I can't tell someone. Like I just hit the J2. I was like, all right, let me just hit that for no reason. And
man is high and he's eating a cookie right now. I love it. Mm-hmm. I love this for you.
It's a lifestyle. But now with the addition of that, like you being sold an image of how you're supposed to be, and then you'll see people who may be closer to that image than you, and maybe that's what you're wanting, and now all of a sudden you're comparing like that as well. Mm-hmm. It's strange. Human beings are weird. We do weird things,
right?
And one of them is that. But like at its base, like I said, I think it's, people are seeing in someone else something they don't have, and then that's when we get into envy and jealousy. There's a pathway, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's just that I don't want to say it's not worth it, but because that seems so cliche. It's just that the problem is that like you can't ever live somebody else's life, and then to always be looking at somebody else's life, you're missing out on your own. And because you're missing out on your own, like a lot of people, I think you feel like your life is more, it should be another way because you're living it every day. And that feeling is completely natural because that's the feeling that's supposed to propel you to do better or to make better of yourself, or to like change course or like to do something ambitious, but that's not the feeling. But a lot of people channel that energy into, like you're saying, like envy, into looking into other people's conditions and stuff, looking like instead of inwardly, looking outwardly at like everybody else and what everybody else is doing,
Yeah.
And so
absolutely.
It's like we have to get to a point where we realize that, you only really get one real shot here. And I know that makes everything sound a little more high stakes, but at the same time, it's like, it is, but it isn't. It's like, you could just live your life. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't like your life, you have the power to change it. Like, you have the power to do what you need to do to change it. If you feel like you don't, you should ask for help. Like, there's things that we can do for ourselves that to get us to where we need to be. But like to always be constantly like comparing yourself to somebody else, that's just, you're never ever going to be happy, because even if you get everything that they have, you're just going to be in a room full of another person's shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where's yours? Like, I know you bought it, but is it yours? You know what I mean?
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things I was going to say is like, and a little bit to your point, is that it is the other reason why you shouldn't do it. Or no, the reason that you shouldn't do it, I don't think we talked about the first one, but is that it's a waste of time.
Mm-hmm.
Time is one of your most, if not your most precious resource. You can't get it back.
Right.
And now you're trying to decide what you do with your life and who you should be. And you're focusing precious mental and physical energy focusing on someone else instead of yourself to achieve what you're wanting for you.
Yeah.
It's literally just a waste of time. Even bigger, more so a reason to just not do it. There's no need for it. You know, fuck being sold an image by someone else of what you need to be or what you need in life. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If it's not what you want, why does it matter to you?
Right. I think that's a good place to leave it. Let's get out of here. Okay. Mitch, do you have anything you want to say to the people before we go?
Happy Pride Month. Shout out to the lesbians and the gays and the bisexuals and the transgenders and the queer and the intersex and the asexual. Enjoy your pride. We love you all. Love is love. Let's add some gun control to the mix and have people get a little bit more secure at themselves.
Leave Lori Harvey alone. And when I say leave Lori Harvey alone, I mean, if you not ready to be her future ex-boyfriend at some point, leave Lori Harvey alone. Leave her alone, because she's not there forever. She's not there for the forever. She's there for the right now. We having a good time. Right now we gonna have these drinks. Right now we gonna have a little sex. Right now I'm gonna turn on Family Feud to make you uncomfortable. That's what Lori Harvey is there to be. That's what she's for. That's what she's for. She's not there from. You know what happened is she turned on Family Feud and like Michael B. Jordan was like, "I love this show." Like,
yeah, man, I've been watching your dad ever since he started.
This is a sick Negro. Like, just like.
I hate when you do that shit. Your voice combined with that phrase just shouldn't happen, bro.
The brother's sick. Nah, for real. Yeah. Stop dating women. Stop dating women that y'all can't handle and like trying to turn them into something else.
They're not. That's not what they're there for.
Stop doing that. Like, find the person you want to get married. Go find the woman that wants to get married. They're everywhere. They are everywhere, Michael. Oh my God, you knew damn well. I'm so tired of Michael B. Jordan. I'm so fucking tired. Just like, because first of all, when you told me this story that you was going to tell me about, like, talk about on the show, I didn't even like know they were dating. For one, I was like, she was dating who? Like, I was like, because my first reaction is wrong of me, especially in my position. But it was wrong of me because I was like, you told me that like he was dating Lori Harvey. I'm like, don't he like white girls? Like, that was in my head. Like, That was in my head. As somebody who is dating somebody who is white, like I was like, don't he like white girl? Like, and so
Logan, you're supposed to be ending the episode.
You're right.
I know this.
Get out of here before I get in more trouble. It's funny, you get high, but I have the high behavior. Yeah. Next time, and please remember, if you didn't take anything away from this show, please take away the fact that like these psychopaths that you arguing with online with are the people that we are talking about should not have guns. Like, stop saying that we're not here to take away anybody's guns. We are here to take away people's guns. Just like if we could have taken away the Uvalde shooter's guns, we would have taken away his guns. We should be taking people's guns away. Obviously, there are people out there that cannot handle the power and the responsibility of having a gun.
So they shouldn't have them.
So they shouldn't have them. And if they have them, we need to take them. Okay? Let's stop. Let's stop let's just stop. Really, let's stop the madness already. Like, stop acting like we need to have a civil debate about something that's not civil. Like, that's why I don't understand. I don't like having these weird conversations about shit, and nobody's really saying what the shit is. Nobody's really talking about what needs to be talked about. We just want to like, it's not even about being polite. You're just acting like you're polite, and you're not being polite. It's like, dude starts rambling about how the government's going to take his shit and he needs a gun so he can like kill 15 cops to make sure that doesn't happen. That's probably somebody you need to put on a watch list somewhere. Like I'm saying. Anyways, as always, if you like the show, share the show. That's a weird place to be right after that speech. If you like the show, share the show. I don't have much to say. I love you guys. Happy Pride Month. I love just all the people that support the show and like the new people that find the show and like think this is the thing, you know. Yeah. We are. Thank you, Mitch. Mitch, say bye to the people.
I won't say goodbye because I will see you again.
That's nice. Hopeful and nice. I really do need to get out of here. All right. This is episode 54 of the Milk and Toast podcast. I've been your host, Logan, and we're out. Bye. Woo!